Hey, thank you, Nocturnal. How are you? I'm starting a bit later than what I've been trying to, just because I needed to cook dinner. And thank you very much for the resub. Greatly appreciated. Excuse me, eating my dinner. Just getting up, fair enough. Fully understand. Yeah, I don't have socks at the moment. Yeah, sometimes she likes to sleep on me. All right, might as well start. All right. Yeah, I'm doing good. It is hot here at the moment. It is 31 degrees Celsius. For those who don't use Celsius, it's 88 Fahrenheit. It's just in this room. It's going to get hotter with the main computer on. Nothing I can do about it. I don't have aircon in here, so yeah. All right. So what are we doing today is we're playing around with Circle CI. So we currently have some unit tests in NearBeach. So if we actually cd into the directory itself, and we go into npm run e2e, it'll run all our tests. Well, it should run all our tests. It's not running because we don't actually have a server running. And we'll need to npm run prod on it too. What's for dinner? So I just made, not quite katsudon, it's tofu instead. So yeah, I don't eat much meat. So yeah, just fried up some tofu and surprisingly not that hard once I follow the recipe. Ooh, do I have my... Yeah. All right, let's test this. Cut that out. Pips like to make tofu curry. Yeah, I do like tofu curry too. My go-to one is usually red or mazamut with potatoes. So I thinly slice my potatoes and I thinly slice my carrots. So they're like that. Oh, it's on the wrong side. Okay, so they're like that. I realize the chat is covering the image. Let's just bump that over there for a second. Oh, just wait. Sorry, Mum's just texting me. Give me 2 seconds. It's about the cats. All right, cool. So it looks like I am looking after Mum's cats for a little bit. So I like to do that. And same with the carrots and put in mushrooms. And yeah, cook them like that. I'm not the biggest, it's really weird. When I cook it myself, I prefer that style, but I'm happy if when someone else cooks it, having it the lumpy potatoes. It's just weird how. I think I don't do the lumpy potatoes very well. I know you gotta boil them and all that kind of stuff, but no. Oh well. All right, so the only thing failing here is the WebKit, which we know will fail. So we're not worried about the WebKit not having to cook. It's also nice. I like cooking though, so yeah, I fully understand. When my partner and I started dating, I used to always cook, and then him having be like, oh yeah, you know, we'll get takeout tonight. I was like, oh wow, takeout. Considering I only had $180 to spend a fortnight on food and entertainment. Okay, so that runs perfectly fine. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring this over into here. All right, cool. So I've got my laptop to the side and Mum's just texting. All right, so let's see. It's valid. All right, cool. Now, if memory serves me correctly, running a job, circle CI local execute, and then dot does it. So circle CI local execute, and then dot. Docker yada yada, error, response from daemon, invalid mount config type bind source path does not exist. My Docker should be running. Yep. Or does that need to be sudo? Oops. Alright, and then just type in that. All right, Docker run help. Nope. All right, fetching latest build environment, Docker image digest, SHA. Docker, error, response from daemon, invalid mount type bind does not, all right, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this. Could be something I've done with Docker. Highly likely. This version of Docker for Mac and running into what seems to be issues, oddly enough, with the data directory, but not limited to bind mount. There's a difference when using v mount and v flag. Okay. I'm getting, so when I run the Circle CI thing, I get fetching latest build environment, Docker image digest, I've got a SHA-256, and then Docker error response from Daemon, invalid mount config for type bind source path does not exist, temp Circle CI config YAML. Now I'm just going to do Docker test. I think it's Docker hello world. Yeah, Docker run hello world. So if this runs, it means it's not a Docker problem, but a Circle CI problem. If it doesn't run, it is a Docker issue. Okay, it's running. But I'm on Linux. Which, it makes it a bit harder. Alright, so what I'll do, install and configure the Circle CI. I'll just reinstall it. Oh, we did something like this before, didn't we? Alright. Just give me 2 seconds. Snap. You're going to look at installed snaps. Run snap list in terminal. I'm just making sure it isn't in the snap. Circle CI, it's in the snap. All right, cool. So what I want to do is I want to cool. So the snap commands allows you to configure, remove snaps. Yep. Basics, history, daemons, permissions. Remove. So sudo snap remove circle CI. All right. Let's hope reinstalling it fixes that problem. We just need to sudo snap install circle CI. We don't need to do the Docker part because we've already got the Docker. Whilst that's doing that, I'm gonna have and ahoy hoy, bet lucky, or be lucky, sorry. How are you going tonight? Hopefully you're going well. All right, so we installed that. So sudo snap connect circle CI docker. All right. Unless I do need to actually install it, the Docker snap too. Oop. Hit the wrong keys then. Alright. Let's have a read of some documentation. I want to bind my host directory. What does stat? Alright. This is the one we had before. You're doing pretty good. Attempting to create a password generator using a picture of one as a template, but I'm recreating it myself, but can't figure out how to make a box they did, and it's driving me mad. Oh, okay. Like, what do you mean a box? Like, you go into... I'm assuming it might be padding. Yeah, possibly. Sorry, my keyboard had just stopped working. There we go. No, I'll log out. Like, when you're saying a box, the keyboard just stopped working again. No. Oh, wait. Alright. I'm assuming something like that. Is that what you kind of wanted? Because, yeah, the padding will increase it between there. Alright, cool. Yeah. That's it. And thank you very much for the follow. So, yeah, all I did was I've added a border, one solid, and just a simple blue color. The border, yeah, that's up to you if you wanted to add a border or not. I've just done the background color as a visualization sort of thing. And then, yeah, just use the padding. Margins used to push stuff. There's a better image about this. Margin is to push stuff outside it. So if I were to go margin 40 pixels, and we have a look at this little diagram here. If you hover over it, you'll notice it pushes everything away, whereas the padding pushes everything in. Oh. Wait, get back here. Okay. This is the reference. Yeah, so definitely use padding. I would also, so these lines here, I would do width 100%. So everything falls in, and it also depends on if you've actually set the width of this object. So yeah. if we were to play around with something. Oh, man. Got the wrong one. So I'm just creating a little box here. Inside I'll have, let's say, a simple hello world, like so. On the CSS, I would have dot box. Let's say the width is going to be 50 pixels. Background color is going to be white. Border is going to be 1 pixel. Solid black. And then the padding is going to be something like, let's say, 10 pixels for the top and bottom, and then 30 pixels for both sides. And now if we, does that render out? Oh, I've got to hit run. So we've got something like that. And then what you would want to do, if you wanted to center it, actually, I'm just going to put it inside a body. And what you would do is, my recommendation is using Flexbox. Display flex. This is where justify, content, center, align, items, center. Now I am running off memory there. All right, I must. Give me 2 seconds. This won't take too long. Body. Not justify. Justify is to get it into the center. I keep forgetting what the horizontal. Always thought it was. Yep, no, I'm forgetting one thing. I need the height being 100% or not 100%. Actually, it's going to be 100 view height for the body. And I'll put like a height of 100% here. All right, 100% doesn't work. $50 pixels don't work. Oh, what did I do for this? But yeah, there's something you can do with playing around with these to get that to work properly. Yeah, just remember that if the body isn't going to automatically be the height of the whole page, you've got to make it the height of the whole page. And you can always use this sort of tool to sort of play around with stuff. So you can go height, auto. Height just needs to be auto. And that's how you create a box in the middle of the page. And then, yeah, you can just play around with the width, add more items in it and so forth like that. Yeah, cool. Anyway, enjoy. Oh, I hate these. Okay. Because we have actually got Circle CI working on this before, on this computer. Because I've updated things on here before. It does exist. The plot thickens. Alright. Okay, CircleCI's machine runner installed with Docker. This page describes how CircleCI machine runner with Docker executor if you're using to look up self-hosted. Yep, alright. The container the container runner is the recommended approach for running containerized jobs on self-hosted runners. I can't read. Container runner offers the ability to seamlessly define, publish, and use custom Docker images during job execution, as well as the ability to easily manage dependency libraries through Docker images instead of enumerating dependencies as part of steps. All right, cool. Yeah, all right, prerequisites, Docker. All right, if you are self-hosting runners, I think this is a machine runner, so not necessarily what we want, because we want to actually run it locally. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the installation. So we do this, there is the alternative way. By default, CircleCI tools will be installed in the user local bin directory. If you do not have write permission to it, you may need to run the above with sudo. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do, sudo snap remove CircleCI. Done. Then we're just going to copy this. And we get the weird copy issue again. Yeah, great. Okay, so curl flss http raw.github user content.com CircleCI public CI CLI master install.sh and then bash. That starts the installation. Sweet. That's fine. What? I did that to sudo. Alright. Sudo remove USR local bin CircleCI. Why can't you create a regular file? You're sudo. Okay, I'm just going to close and reopen. I'm going to put this over here. Circle CI update check. Circle CI not found. All right. Cannot create regular file. And hey, Sandy Lee, how are you going? Yeah, thank you. I do need to trim it soon. So yeah, how have you been? How's the gaming going? All right. Cool. Now we've got Circle CI here. Should be native with thing. So it should be Circle CI. So I've done the installation. Now we want to use org development refers to the suite of tools that work together to simplify the org development process, automatically testing and secondly these two commands. So I might don't know why that's throwing up an error when it tells me to do that. Let's still jump into it. All right, let's ignore that. So Circle CI local, execute, and that failed to load. That's because I need to be right there. Circle CI, paste that in, invalid bind. That's for the Docker. All right. Damn. that is annoying. I know I've done this on my computer before because we tested a bunch of stuff. Fair enough. How are you enjoying it? All right. Might be one of those things where I don't want to just give up. I want to know why it's not letting me do it. Run a single job from your Circle CI on your desktop computer with the following command. Alright, if Circle CI configuration is set to 2.1 greater, you must first export your configuration to process YAML and specify it when executing with the following commands. It's probably what I'm doing wrong, so let's clear all that. Let's go Circle CI config process dot Circle CI config YAML to process YAML. I want to see what's in process YAML. Pretty much the same stuff. Yeah. Oh, it's moved it down to version 2. Okay. Circle CI local, execute C, process YAML, and I'm going to put a dot for the job name. Still not working how we want it to. Build and test backend is one of the jobs. All right. Not ideal. The following commands will run an example build on your local machine with one in the CI/CD. Yep, all right. Let's go straight into the demo. Let's see this up to here. Git clone, https, github.com, circle CI public, circle CI demo, go git. All right, so let's circle CI demo, go git, circle CI local execute build. And it's happening with that one too. Oh. Okay. Oop. Where's my pen? Because yeah, the last thing I want to do is test on CircleCI itself. Because that's one way to consume minutes. All right. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. This is the first time I've actually seen this issue. Okay, let's just Google this. Let's read through this whole GitHub thing. I'm probably just missing something. All right, file, get started, part 5. All right. Step 2, in the persistent data section where we need to create a data folder on the manager node isn't working for me because Redis container outputs the error message, invalid mount config for the type bind source path does not exist. Now I'm just going to, we've got our hello world there, we've got our Minio. I'm just gonna start up our Minio, which starts up pretty quickly. And I'm pretty sure I've connected that up locally. So, yep, everything's, oops. So if I go localhost, find any project, go down here, click on documents, let's upload a document, let's click on the pictures, let's go profile pictures, armed with calculators. And that didn't have a problem, and then it downloaded perfectly fine. And that worked really well. And that is surprisingly does look very similar to me. So, after deploying the stack, but I also create data folder on my host Mac along with the data folder of VM VirtualBox, it will work. Although no data is stored in the Mac folder, I'm sure. Alright. Alright. Rust is very interesting. Oh, fair enough. I wouldn't mind doing some Rust WASM style. So, yeah. Maybe one day, look at this. File or directory does not need to exist on the Docker host already. Yeah, alright. I think this is just going with the whole Docker thing. I don't think I... Yeah, I don't know what to do. sheet. Let's have a look at the Docker versions. But what's the current version? API downgraded from 1.2. I should update with my operating system. Okay. Oh, they changed this. Circle CI. Okay, I don't think I need to install any of that. But what if... What if I do that? Alright, we're gonna have this download. I'm gonna quickly grab a drink. I will be right back whilst this downloads. So many texts. Alright, this is just downloading. This will take a while. I don't think this will work, and I don't want to spend too long on this. Worst case scenario, we just submit a ticket today. I think this is the last test I want to do. That should download everything. All right. Yeah, still doing that thing. All right. Let's search this. me to copy as HTML. I am going to paste. All right, I am going to find on this page nothing. Can't change Go source file. All right. Okay, I'm gonna look. Log in with GitHub. Oops. That's gay. Let's. All categories, announcements, API, build environment, community, deployment, ecosystem, feedback, and bugs. It might fall under that. Helpful resources, documented tips, integration, self-guides, manuals, and so forth like that. I am... It probably also falls under the build environment. New topic. I might just put that in quotation marks. Gives. Actually, someone has done this. I'm going to copy what they've done. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's looking good. The submit button and the slider all in one thing. All right, yep. So, all in one box. Yeah, you can just have a like a div or something like that I don't think we've saved our fiddle from before. No, we didn't. So if you've like got a body, you can have a div class equals box, and then within here you can have like, let's say div class equals what do you have at the top? Header. Like so. I'm just doing a bit of pseudocode here. Div class equals, let's say, copy. As in like text. Then you might have div class equals options. And a div class equals submit. And what we can do is have the body as display flex. I should actually zoom in so you can see this. I am not thinking, terribly sorry. Display flex, justify content, center, align, items, center, height is 100 view height. Then we'll have the dot box. Width, let's say 100 pixels. Height, auto. Background is going to be background color is going to be white. Okay. Yep. And then what we can do, dot header, ground color is, let's say, blue. Height is going to be 20 pixels. I'm just doing this as quick pseudo type of stuff. That should be lowercase and lowercase. Background color is, let's say, orange. Height is going to be 40 pixels. And so forth and so forth. And if we run that, check out why let's do that. And then we want padding, 10 pixels at the top, 30 pixels on the side, 15 pixels at the bottom, and 30 pixels on the other side. Alright, so yeah, you can put it, like, you can have a class box that holds all those child elements in there. So the pink one is that box element, the blue one is just the header, and then I've got like the copy. The options in the submit will be pretty much the same. So if we do something like this, and realize that I am using the Mac shortcut keys instead of the Linux ones, I use a Mac at work. So yeah, I go hotkey crazy. So we've done blue, let's do red, we've done pink, let's do green. Let's say you've got 80 here, and you've got 20 pixels at the bottom. So yeah, that all will just fit in that one little container. And then, yeah, you can have it so it shares all of these, this color down here. You can also add in a border. You can also add in box shadows. However, my recommend with box shadows is look it up. Because someone's done all the hard work here and been like, all right, these are the box shadows. You might want something like this. You just copy it and you just go paste into here. And I did that on the body, not the actual box itself. So that adds a bit of box shadow. I mean, you might want to do something like that instead. It's up to you how you want this to show, but yeah. That's an idea. The great thing about the box shadow, I don't know if you can tell. I've just realized that this has been cut off by the chat. I keep doing that, sorry. One little thing with the box shadows is it actually makes that sort of box pop out a little bit, so it looks rather nice. So, yeah. But yeah, this is looking nice. Alright, so Circle CI, local exploits, let's just copy that. And let's see if this topic is similar to disappears. Nope. Escape. Alright, cool. Okay, so method one. We didn't use running a job. Ah, yep. Okay, cool. Where's our latest builds ones? Followed the example from here. All right, cool. No, we need to elaborate. This is just bang. We'll just do that. Oh. One, followed the example to download the Circle CI demo. Okay, expected results. Demo to run without any hitch. Actual results gets the following error. Setup notes, because we're specifying how we set up our environment and so forth like that, because I think that will have a big play in how this is meant to be done. So method yada yada yada. All right, cool. Download. Yep. Expected results. Demo get the following error. All right, cool. So this is the Circle CI local. Cool. Gonna copy. Gonna paste. Cool. Setup notes. I've set up Docker using the following instructions, and Docker install. That's Docker desktop. Going back here, I've set up Docker on my computer many months ago using the instructions here. Docker will work perfectly fine. I should remove the box that I have around the checkbox questions and create a new one with the divs. So now everything wrapped in it. Yeah. So what you could do is wrap everything up so it's kind of like this. So you'll have your header. Copy just means text, really. Where's your image? So I don't know what happened then. It zoomed in and then zoomed out. So you'll have your, let's say you've got one div for the password generator, one div for the text editor, one div for this little section here that includes both the password length 6 and the slider, and then one div which will contain all of these elements, and then one div for the generated password. And what you would do is in the CSS, what you can actually state under the box is you can state the flex direction. It's going to be a column. If memory serves me correctly, that should be correct. If you do flex direction row, that bear with me. I'm trying to remember if it, no, it's not flex direction. Oh yeah, it is flex direction. Did I just, oh, you need display flex in here too. What will actually happen is it will change the way it's going. So if I go column, it'll put this back into a column. If I do actually a row, it actually puts them all in a row. So that's an easy way to get stuff to line up like this. So yeah. Okay, going in here. So I've set up Docker on my computer many months ago using the following instructions. Docker will work perfectly fine with the hello world example and many other Docker containers that I utilize on my computer. I've set up Circle CI using the, and here's Peanut. Peanut. Sorry, Peanut's my mum's cat. I'm not calling anyone Peanut. That way I have everything in it. So 4 different divs, or I can use one div to have them all. I would break it up into multiple different divs. You'll find on many websites that they do the same thing. It's just easier to control that with CSS. So a good example would be for me to do something like this. If we highlight this, you'll see there's a div in here, and then there's another div here. And then that's all actually SVGs and images, but you'll also, and that's a P, and that's a div. So there's a div, and then when we go out a little bit further, there's another div, and then there's another div. There's also more divs down here. So that's a button. Oh, can I get to that card body one down there? It'd be probably hard to. So yeah, you'll be surprised how many divs are used on a single web page. It's a lot. I am not joking. Yeah. That's an old. Sorry, there was a meme of it, like the space guys being like, it's all divs. Yes, it is. Here's another one. Sorry, yeah. Anyway, I'm just having fun. All right, I've set up Circle CI using the instructions from here. Using the alternative installation methods. Okay, described here. My system is Ubuntu. Oh, what am I? 2310. 2304, I think. Oops. With a decent size, a graphics card and CPU and memory. Yeah, 2304. So I'll be upgrading to 2404 very shortly. Once it comes out, it'll be a fresh install. My system is Docker is CI. All right. If memory serves me correctly, I have got this working in the past. I have gotten this working in the past, but unsure if it was on this computer or my old computer. All right. There it is. So we know Doc is working perfectly fine. Just something... Yeah, something about CircleCI just not wanting to work on this. But, hey, that's fine. I can always do this on my Mac. And we have got it working before. Updating the legacy CLI. But yeah, anyway, let's close all of these. Cause yeah, I wanted to get the sorry, I'm just going to my blogs very quickly because I've documented everything in here. Yeah, I just wanted to get this this sort of out there. One thing which is pushing back on this for me to actually do it is I still want to look at the photos, double check everything, and it's best to do that on my local machine. And also the fact that I have to spin up a server and all that kind of jazz. I know it's going to add on quite a lot of minutes to Circle CI. So Circle CI pricing. So we're just on a free tier. So we've got 6,000 build minutes. And I know why that failed. And if I go into... Oh, sorry, I'm just gonna have to do this. All right. So we've got open source credits. We've only used, for this month so far, 1,144, which is not a lot out of the 4,000. So we do actually have room to expand, so to say. But I'm also going to be expanding a lot more of the tests and so forth like that. Another thing is I kind of want this to sort of, if it fails, I want it to stop our automatic processes. So yeah. So if the unit tests and all that don't work, then it doesn't process. So yeah. Anyway, close that. We should also look at doing the Podman container and the Vite stuff. Yeah, and also, so I haven't pushed that end-to-end documentation. All right, cool. Because was there something else I wanted to implement? So we're going to be starting the Gantt charts and the sprints very shortly. Maybe this. And hey, QLogic. I don't know why it held your post. I don't understand why it and reinstalled the CLI. Okay. Let's try it. And yeah, thank you very much, QLogic. And how are you? So we're removing everything from the home directory that is Circle CI. All right. And reinstall the CI. Okay, so Circle CI, CLI, installation. So we're not going to do it through Snap. I'm going to do it through this. Yeah, worth a shot. All right, it installed perfectly fine. I'm just going to close the terminal and reopen it. Let's do this right now. So Circle CI, local execute and dot. And sadly not. Oh well, it was worth a shot. So yeah, thank you anyway. I was really hoping it would, but well. Okay. I need to do the Podman container, but I just don't know enough about Podman at the moment. And yeah, we're blocked with that one. But we can look at Vite. And building up Vite at the moment. And if we go to our prod.nearbeach.app, we want to go new features, investigate Vite, because I know I've got, might be faster and easier with unit tests combined, Webpack Vite migration. All right. So I'll go over here. I'll git check out our develop. Git reset hard. All right, so what we want, git flow feature start Vite implementation. So Vite is the latest front-end tool, been enjoying a tremendous growth in popularity and adoption. Just check out these downloads from NPN trends in the image below. Neat. This trend has been driven by a key concept at the heart of Vite, developer experience. When compared with Webpack, Vite can offer significantly faster build times and hot reloading times during development. It does this by taking advantage of modern browser features such as ES modules in the browser. All right. So before we dive into the process of migrating from Webpack to Vite, it is, or Vite, or however you pronounce it, it is worth noting that the front-end development landscape is continuously evolving, and Vite isn't the only tool in the spotlight. ESBuild is another incredibly fast JavaScript bundler and minifier that's catching the attention of web developers. And if you're looking for a more zero-config approach, you might also want to explore Parcel, which provides a seamless experience for many developers. We need config because we do things a bit differently in NearBeach. Table of contents. All right. Considerations. Okay, I'm gonna bring out this just in case. Okay, key takeaways, rapid development Vite. This article explores how to transition from Webpack to Vite, highlighting Vite's advantages in providing fast to build and hot reloading times by leveraging modern browser features such as ES modules. Migration to Vite, step-by-step guide. The article offers a detailed step-to-step guide on migrating a front-end Webpack application to Vite, covering aspects like installation, configuration changes, and plugin replacements. Considerations and alternatives. While showcasing Vite's benefits, the article also discusses potential changes in migration, such as the availability of plugin equivalents, and introduces alternative tools like ESBuild and Parcel for front-end development. Considerations before migrating to Vite. Vite introduces many exciting new features into your workflow. As with any new technology, there are drawbacks to consider. When comparing to such a mature tool as Webpack, the primary considerations will be the ecosystem of the third-party plugins. There are dozens of core/official Webpack plugins, and hundreds, possibly thousands of community contributed plugins on NPM that have been developed over the 10 years that Webpack has been in use. While plugin support for Vite is very good, you may find yourself in a situation where the plugin you rely on for your project doesn't have a Vite equivalent, and this could become a blocker for your migration to Vite. And we'll figure that out today too. So step 1, install Vite. The first step to migrate your project is to create a new Vite application and explore the tools you're migrating to. You can create a boilerplate a new Vite application with the following. So we're probably gonna read through the boilerplate sort of stuff. Then start development. Yeah, all right. make package JSON to begin using Vite on your existing Webpack project. Head over to the package JSON of the Webpack project you want to migrate to and install Vite. All right, I think if we go into here, we minimize everything. We open up just the folder itself. We want to, what's processes YAML? Oh, that's, we definitely don't want to. We want to open up packages. Oh, those are our scripts. It's a lot of icons. We'll eventually be swapping them out for a font or something like that. Papa.js, that's part of Bootstrap. Playwright tests, yep. Tiny Mouse. There's our Vite of yeah, so we've got Vite. We don't have Vite in there yet. So npm install save Vite. And that should add it in. Now, overrides the peer dependency whilst resolving NearBeach 03035. Found Vite 452. Okay, so it looks like we'll be updating that. Add 10 packages, remove 1, change 8 packages, audited, yeah, all right, cool. So if we click in here, actually, I just want to see the changes. Just did that. So it didn't update any of those, but that's fine. Now the next thing we want to do is npm install Vite.js plugin, and then we want VueJS. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go npmjs.com, paste this in, and I'm just going to go Vue because I am somewhat certain it is just Vue. Yep, not Vue.js. Oh, hang on. No, as of Vue 3.2.13 plus, and compiler S is no longer required as a peer dependency. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. So I'm going to install that. Now we didn't save that. All right, that changed that plugin view. Ah, it just changed the version. Okay, looks like I didn't need to do anything. Okay, cool. All right, so going back to here, you can also update any build scripts you have to use Vite instead of Webpack. So build Webpack mode. Yep. All right. Vite build and Vite serve. So we'll go up here. npm run. Okay. Now we've got build. So it'll be Vite build, and what was the second one? They've got dev Vite serve. All right, so that is done and done. Yeah, we'll need to uninstall Webpack, so we'll do that now. There we go. So that should remove them. We'll definitely have like view form wizard. It's not needed. View loader. I feel like that's also a Webpack thing. So yeah, one day what we could do is we could go through this, strip everything out and rebuild it up slowly and see where the errors are. Unless you're extremely lucky, you'll most likely need to include some additional configuration. Vue uses the Vite config JavaScript. So if we go to down here, Vite configure JavaScript. All right, cool. For configuration, which is largely analogous to your existing. Yeah, all right, sweet. You can find the full documentation for that right here, but a simple Vite configuration for a React app would look like this. Yeah. Plugins. Under the hood, Vite uses Rollup as its build tool, and you can add any Rollup plugins to Vite by installing it with npm. All right, cool. Also adding them into the plugins array. Vite. Yep. All right, cool. So, So, in here, we've got our plugins view, test coverage enabled. Yep, all right, we've got our test coverage. I'm just out of curiosity, npm run build. All right, Falcon, 4 milliseconds. Yay. Error during build, rollup could not resolve entry module index.html. Yep. So in here, I think that's part of this. So if we have a look at Webpack Common, we actually scroll down, we've got like an entry level where we've actually got 3 files. We've got the NearBeach, login, and loader. So if we go to the Vite JavaScript entry point, or multiple entry points. Just because I like to be crazy. So module.x, I have a Vue 2 project with Webpack, and I'm trying to switch from Webpack to Vite in Webpack. Yep, we have that. How is it done in that? Vite uses rollup under the hood, and you can configure rollup by build.rollup options, and then rollup's input option. So we've got build, rollup option. Oops, we need to go here. So I would, yeah, definitely put this after the plugins. So build, like so, and then roll up options, like so, and I'm assuming that's an object, and then input, like so, and then I'm just going to copy these for references. All right, so I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to copy these for references too, and we're going to do this properly. So we've got NearBeach, file URL to path is new URL, and then what we have is ... source JavaScript app.javascript. that's part of that. Oh, okay, yep. Is that part of Vite? No, that's part of URL. Gonna write that out. File, URL to path. There we go. I must have had a typo. I think those R and L's were lowercase. That's why I retyped it out. And I am noticing that that's meant to be all capitals. And then we've got it like this. Now I'm just going to do double. I'm just, yeah. Sorry, it's gonna drive me nuts. So, then we have login, file URL to path, we've got new URL, and then we've got the .source, JavaScript login.javascript. Alright, cool. And then loader, file URL to path, new URL, and sweet. We've got the source, JavaScript loader.javascript. Alright, cool. Ooh, import meta.url. I'm going to clean these lines up in a minute. Because in reality, this is complicated enough to do something like this. Like so. All right. Rollup could not resolve entry module index.html. I am hoping we don't have to do that. So let's go over here. Rollup input. Yep. Let's find config, and we need to define the view. Yep. All right. Sweet. We've defined the view plugins and so forth. So I'm happy. The tests we're not touching at the moment. And yes, I think V8's fine. And I should shut those cursors in a minute. Okay. I'm going to Google this. All right, let's go into here. I'm new to OpenShift 3.1 development. I'm using a multi-stage Docker React application. The build once, yeah, all right. Vite uses an HTML page as an entry point by default. So you'll either need to create one, or if you don't have an HTML page, you can use it in library mode. Ooh, what's library mode? Sorry, gotta zoom in for you guys and myself because I'm actually sitting a fair distance away from the screen. When you are developing a browser-oriented library, you are likely spending most of the time on a test/demo page that will import your actual library. With Vite, you can use your index.html for that purpose to get a smooth development experience. Okay. Ooh, I bent that. That's probably when I dropped it. Okay. When it's time to bundle your library for distribution, use the build lib config to make sure to externalize any dependencies that you do not want to bundle into your library, e.g. Vue or React. So in this sort of case, library lib Can also be a directory or array of multiple entry points. So resolve directory name lib. Roll up options. All right. External view. We do need that. Oh, they've got it like that. All right. Output, globals, view. Make sure to serialize dependencies that shouldn't be bundled into your library. Output, provide global variables to use in the UMD build for externalizing dependencies. So we'll have an output. Globals. And view is going to be view. Capital V. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go back to this. From the docs, yada yada yada. Alright. Let's see if we can build it. No, it still wants it indexed. Oh, library. Yeah, alright. We need to do the build. Alright, so I'm just going to copy this. It's going to paste it in for reference. All right. So library, entry, path resolve, directory name, lib dot. Okay. I don't know if that will work for us because we've got the inputs up here. Okay, so we've got path resolve, directory name, lib main.js. Sweet. Okay, name is going to be my lib format. In our sort of case, let's just test this out. Source. We actually open up the source file. It'll be JavaScript. An app.javascript. All right, now I'm not meant to, oh, I need to import path. I would prefer to do it, keep it this format down here. File, URL to path, new URL. It'll be source, JavaScript, app.javascript. All right, cool. So, name is going to be called NearBeach, and then file name is going to be format mylib format.js. I'm going to see what happens. Could not still resolve that thing. Do we just need an index? We just needed an index. Okay. created an index dist. And that's HTML coverage. We're ignoring that at the moment. We're ignoring the test results too. And we're ignoring that. All right. Let's close that. Let's close that. So the V will be like, all right, create HTML page, entry, source, main JavaScript, public, index, HTML, inject strips, yeah. Mini CSS to Vite, yep, all right. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to close all of these tabs at the moment. I'm just going to go VueJS Vite setup. All right. Creating view application. Yep. All right. So we're going to be using Vite. But where will it let me? And hey, Billy Goat, how are you going? I hope you're going well. We are playing around with Vite or Vite or however you're meant to pronounce it. I honestly don't know. You'll hear me say it in either way. Hopefully you've been having a great evening, or if you've just woken up, a great morning. So yeah, in this tutorial we'll learn about a new front-end tool called Vite, or Vite. Alright. We know what Vite is. Yep, npm create Vite. Yep, project name. We're not. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that will work for us. It's Vite, since it's French for fast. Ah, okay. So Vite. I guarantee you in 10 minutes I'm going to call it, say, Vite. I will, because languages and me just don't work well. Especially the French language. For some strange reason, I can't with the French words. I'm really bad with French. Okay, so I am going to just be like, all right, we'll get rid of that. So build. Oh, it still builds the dist with the index and all that kind of stuff. I am, and thank you very much, Jean Pater. I am terribly sorry. I am very bad with new names. Thank you very much, John, for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Patapolo, Patapalo means leg wood in Spanish. Ah, all right, fair enough. Well, welcome. Or wooden leg. Well, I've learnt something new. Welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content as I struggle through learning Vite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new project type of thing, just to see what we can do. So VueJS Vite setup. And I'm going to go quick start. What we're going to do... try view online. We can, go into here. Create view application, npm view latest. Oh, this is already set up, isn't it? No, I don't want something like that. So we're going to create a new install the following packages. Yes. Yep. Yep. Nope. 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 Yes. Yep. Yes. Yes. Alright. CD into our Vue project, npm install, and npm run format, and npm run dev. You're self-taught too. I should have got a degree. Costs way too much in the US. Fair enough. The good thing about programming is because it's constantly changing and stuff like that, self-development is perfectly fine because within 5 years, all the tech stack will change. Those who have a CS degree have to learn that anyway, so they have to self-learn into that. So yeah, and once again, I didn't get a CS degree. I got a math degree. So essentially, maths. I then went into pretty much what's called data scientist nowadays. Around about here, I was helping build database solutions. So I did quite a bit of programming. With my maths, we learnt C, MATLAB, Maple, and all that kind of fun stuff. From C, I also learnt C++, which, did quite a lot of stuff here. So officially got a data scientist. I then went into the IT support roles. Hated it. Miserable time of my life. Upskilled myself. And went working as web dev. Now there's been skills I've learnt from here, 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 and here that I use daily. So yeah. Where am I from? I am in Australia, Melbourne, Australia. So this is my terrible drawing of Australia. So I'm down here. What did I get as a bachelor's? So it is a bachelor's of applied science mathematics. I have a business degree and I'm wanting to transition into data science. Starting today, going to start my journey by learning Python. Yep, Python. So you'll probably see me around quite a lot. So another thing which I would recommend to learn is SQL. MySQL and MS SQL. Just because if you learn MySQL, a lot of places use it, and MS SQL because once again a lot of places will use it. You've also got Postgres. The best thing about MySQL and Postgres is actually you can do this now with MS SQL is you can actually install locally and play around with data sets using that. So I use SQL quite a lot when I was a data scientist and it's still being used quite a lot today for a lot of people. I still use SQL. I built a report today, so yeah. Back in the day I used to use a lot of Excel, like a lot of Excel. However, I saw the transitioning happening into Python, specifically pandas. for all that data crunching and so forth like that, because you can write a script, which essentially just means you get your code and you put it in, you run it, and it does all the heavy lifting for you. And then if you got another data set that's pretty much the same shape, you can shove it in and so forth like that. What else could I recommend? I wouldn't stump at R. I never got to use R, but I do know of a few places that use R. So yeah. A lot to learn, but take it piecemeals. You don't need to learn everything because you got a lovely tool called Google or DuckDuckGo. There are times where I'm like, I've got like a string in Excel and I need to remove, let's say, this character and this character or something like that, and I just Google it. So yeah. So you got a bachelor's degree. So I only got a bachelor's degree in maths. So the highest I've gone is a bachelor. I decided not to progress with study, mainly because my last semester was extremely hard for me, and I was like, I've had enough study. And I am a lot older than 32. So this is a picture of me. I'm going bald now. That's why I'm sad. I'm a lot older than 32. Started learning Python here and I found it quite interactive. Future Coder. Yeah, I have not seen this tool before. Oh, that's kind of cool. And then it comes up with 3, but what if you do something like that? Oh yeah. In which case you would then go yeah. I would also recommend. Cheers, thank you. No, I try and be cool. I was never cool though. I would also recommend Free Code Camp. It does a lot on web development and stuff like that, but it does actually have some scientific computing with Python, data analysis with Python, data visualization. Now, I'm just wondering if there's Python in that one. No, I don't think there's Python in this one, but yeah. Yeah, I don't think there is Python in that one, but there is, of course, the whole scientific computing with Python and so forth like that. So you get to go in here, learn how to work with numbers, strings, and implement that, and so forth like that. Yeah. I don't know coding phase. Sorry. Is that a site or a streamer or a YouTuber? I don't know, sorry. Alright, so we've just started this, we've done that, we're going to copy link or open link, and this is our Vite. Oh, Vite! What? Yeah, Vite! There you go. There you go, QLogic. I told you I would do it. I would just absolutely screw up. Site for web courses. I have not used it before, so I don't know anything really much about it. So yeah, yeah, I honestly don't know. All right, so that is done. So what I want to do is I want to open up a single file. So I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to go into view project and I'm going to open up the Vite config stuff. So it's just got a basic resolve alias at filed path source import. Okay. So that's just a simple alias, file to path. What I actually want to do is I'm gonna see if I can open up in a new tab. You can usually do something like this and go new window. All right, cool. And then I want to just open, just open view project, trusted project, this window. All right. So I didn't need to go all that way like that. So we've got the Vite config in here. Got the E to E. This is, yeah, that's part of view project. And I'm just seeing folder wise, we've got E to E, ID, node modules, public. So it might be fall under public. Maybe not. There's our source. So there's our app.view. There's our main.ts. Alright. Vite config. Import the source. Alright. Click on the wrong one. I don't know, wait, did I click on the wrong one? So we've got NearBeach, login, and leader. So what I want to do, roll up, build, VueJS. And then let's have a look at the example. Let's zoom in for you guys so you guys can also read. These examples cover the most common or interesting use cases and progressively explain more complex details. Our goal is to move beyond a simple introductory example and demonstrate concepts that are widely appreciated as well as caveats and approaches. So essentially we've got the default import is going to be that, but we actually have a JavaScript file instead. Output. So input, and then we've got the output format, and then we've got the plugins view. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to be evil and just paste over that. Everyone's fine with that. And Peanut has just walked into the room. For those who don't know, I am looking after my mother's cat at the moment, and the cat is called Peanut. Oops, actually that's going to be like that, like that. All right. File. Now we are going to remove the NearBeach static files. I'm going to make directory NearBeach static, like so. And then what we want to do is we want file URL to path, new URL, and then we've got NearBeach static. And I think I just... Cheers, thank you very much, Billy Goat. So, yeah, greatly appreciated. And there's ads. Hopefully you heard that before the ads came on. All right, so we're gonna do that. So it's saying to do that now. I've got more than one file though. So let's see what happens here. npm run build. So let's run stuff. There's nothing in static. Okay. Minimal. All right, yeah, that's grabbing that. Extract CSS. Okay, we just want to deal with dis.index. Yeah, all right. Component library. Okay. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think this will work, but that's fine. npm javascript.com. What we're going to do is we're going to have a look at this and determine if there's any instructions here. Note as of 3.2.13 plus, the Vite plugin compile is no longer required as appear in. Yep. All right. Cool. So under the Vite config, we need to that default view, default. Yep. View. Options. So. Include string Reddit. Yep. A lot of that. Yeah, that's fine, Billy Goat. All right. Template. Okay. So we'll have plugins view template. Alright, that's an example for transforming. Alright, const view transform code ID. If the .view files don't have the block, just return. Alright. Yes. What is NearBeach? So NearBeach is, we'll just go to production. NearBeach is an open source project management tool. So you'll have Kanban boards, you can create projects, you can gather user requirements, you can create tasks, and when you're done, you can actually do what's called a request for change. So that is the process of how to release stuff, or it's essentially a specific document which you give to people being like, hey, we're releasing the stuff, this is essentially the risks, this is our back out plan, and all sorts of stuff. So I'm currently dogfooding NearBeach. So I'm actually using NearBeach to help build NearBeach. So currently we're working on this particular card, in which case we're looking at trying to move Webpack to Vite. However, once again, it's a lack of knowledge, essentially. I just don't have that much knowledge for it. So that's why I'm tripping up tonight. So yeah. And if you're interested in seeing the source code, you've got GitHub. However, that link is a bit old, but it'll forward you to the new link. We have recently moved NearBeach into, we've created a team on GitHub, and we've moved the source code over into that team. Okay, so let's go Vite VueJS from single JS file. Okay, out directory. I'm just going to get rid of that because we don't need it. We want these imports. So I don't think we need the external. I don't think we'll use the plugins just for the moment. So the out directory is now, it should be NearBeach static. And that should actually be a string. Still went dist. Yeah. And we've got roll up options. Okay, what if I go file URL to path, new URL, NearBeach static. And then remember I have to do this import meta.url. All right. Gonna build that. Yeah, it's still sending it to disk. All right. Vite output folder directory. I'm using Vite for static multi-page site and the default project. Yep. All right. Create a Vite config file and define your project root and output directories. But we have. And it's still saying dist. It's weird. I'm gonna put I'm not the biggest fan of sports. And anime, I don't watch that much, but my two favorite animes, and you probably, is Neon Genesis, Evangelion, of course. The other one's Tokyo Ghoul, which you'll notice via the wallpapers. So yeah, this one I actually really like. I actually bought all the manga on my Kindle and read it over a course of some time. And I was actually quite lucky because as I was reading it, they hadn't caught up with all the translations yet. And I think I essentially read this one about a month or two after they translated it. So, yeah. All right, config. When running Vite from the command line, Vite will automatically try and resolve a configuration file called that inside the project root, other JS and extensions. Yep, alright, cool. The most basic, it looks like that. Yep. Note Vite supports the ES module syntax in the config file, even if the project is not using native Node ESM type module in the package. Yep, alright, cool. Config into Sense. Since Vite ships with TypeScript typings, you can leverage the IDE's IntelliSense with JS.kids. I think that's what we've got. No, we don't. Alright, not a problem. Alternatively, you can use define config. Yep. Conditional config. No, we don't need conditional config. Async config we don't need. Using environmental variable. Alright, cool. No. Oh, for multi-page apps you need to specify each entry point to dynamically specify all HTML files in the source directory as entry points as you set up something like. Alright, cool. So roll-up options. Input. Alright. Input. This is what we've done here. I'm just wondering if no, sorry, I was just testing something else. Seeing if there was another level. Glob. No, we don't need glob. So define. So base is going to be like so. Build output out directory. Build out directory. File to new path. Change all of that. Let's put hello world. Still building in the dist. So if I delete the dist, it just rebuilds the dist. What the? Out directory, out dir. Alright, Vite, out dir, not working. Alright, let's have a look. You'll also need to set build empty out to true. All right. Still not doing it. When running build out directories, okay, build out directory, some other folder. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. What's the command up here? And then the out directory will be pain. All right, it worked there. And there's our pain. All right, delete. All right. Not like the double quotes. Nope, that's got nothing to do with it. Okay. Build. Roll up in. Type string dist. Specify the output directory related to the project root. All right. So what if I go where's our project root kept? What if I do type here and just beat? No, that just starts up a local thing. Veet build. Still doing that. That is really annoying. I'm gonna delete that. It's like it's not reading anything in here, which is really annoying. Get a roll-up error. All right. Using that, not working. Can't seem to get the out directory flag working when I use package.json. Directory structure is pretty simple. tsconfig at the root level, source, directory. Yep, alright, cool. Compiler options out, directory build. Oh, this is for something else. Alright. So one thing I just want to see if this will work. Okay, log in. Sorry, I just gotta, you know, do this thing. Oh, I think I logged in like this. Yeah, things are constantly moving. For AI to catch up is, yeah. I think the mundane sort of stuff he'll be great at. Okay, I want to, let's bring you guys back. I want to I have a webpack config file that I would like to translate into a Veet, sorry, Veet. I've just spotted it. All right, this is really silly on my behalf. So if you have a look, it's vtest.config.js. And thank you very much, and Sweep, for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I do hope you are enjoying my content. So, I am going to git status, git check out the vtest file. I'm going to remove my pane. I'm going to remove my dist. All right. So we're happy with that. Start asking ChatGPT a question and then answer it myself. Yes, that's exactly what's happened here. Essentially, I spotted this. It's vtest.config. If we actually go, it's vtconfig.js. So if we actually go to our other test setup, you'll notice that there are actually two files, one dedicated for testing and then the other one dedicated for the building. And of course, this is why it didn't work. So I'm going to paste in that file like so. I'm going to add it in. I know it's TypeScript at the moment. We're going to refactor that to JavaScript. I am dreading the day when I will be moving to TypeScript. So yes, so we got this. We've got the plugins, Vue, we've got the resolve. We're going to get rid of the resolve. We are also, this is just a personal preference. So what I'm going to do, bang this all like this. This is actually meant to be 4 spaces. Like so, and that's just because I find it extremely difficult to actually determine which line these fall on. Is this JetBrains IDE or something different? Yes, this is JetBrains. So this is part of the PyCharm. So if we actually go to JetBrains licenses, I get this through a special offer. So because I'm doing open source stuff, I get a free license to it. That being said, I only do the open source stuff on the free license sort of stuff. So you'll also see me use on another open source site, Rider, for any of the .NET stuff that I do for open.NET stuff. So yeah. However, that being said, I have used OmniVim in the past for fun. I've used VS Code. I use Visual Studio quite a lot at work. Yeah. Whatever IDE works for you is the best IDE to use. Roll. Okay, cool. So first we want our build. And then we want our out directory to be, this is where I'm going to be using the file URL to path new URL, and then we've got NearBeach static, the URL dot, this is where we had it somewhere. I've lost my tabs. Not a problem. You went with Atom, VS Code, and Nvim? Yeah, so I've been meaning to try out Nvim. I do like the look of it. I do like how you can strip you can build it up to how you want it and strip. Like there's stuff in here I want to strip out because it's distracting for me. Okay, so we know why the vt directory is not working. So vt multiple entry points. That's what we want. And what we have in here is rollup options, output directory, file, yada yada, import meta URL. That's what we wanted. So we're going to do that. And then we have rollup options. and then input. Input was, all right, cool. So we're just going to copy this. We're going to paste this in. Good reason why, because that's 2 tabs. Because we can just go NearBeach. So we can go, we actually go to the Webpack thing. We copy. We paste it in here. We go source, JavaScript, app.javascript. Source, JavaScript, login.javascript. And then we've got source.javascript and then loader.javascript. I'm 2 years in. I highly recommend it if you don't mind spending a lot of time in the config. Yeah, that's the thing, is the config for me. It's one of those things I will eventually. I will get someone who knows it very well. We'll sit down one day and they'll just be like, listen, you just do this, 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 and this. And I'll be like, oh, sweet, I'm on my way now. All right. I'm just needing this up to be like that. That's no real biggie. So what we want to do, Vite build. All right, we've got a different thing. I mean, a lot is subjective, yes. Yes. It does help when you got someone who does know that system inside and out to sit there with you. You can actually get a solid setup pretty quickly now with things like lazy Vim. Ooh, nice. You'll notice that I do sometimes use Vim bindings on here and stuff like that. When I'm using Visual Studio at work, I constantly use some of the bindings and then realize 2 seconds later. So yeah, I do miss my Vim bindings. Well, I have a Discord, which if you wanted to paste any useful information in there, it would be awesome, because I know there's a couple of other people in the Discord who actually do use Vim. So yeah. All right, can't build, can't find style sheet to import. Yeah, all right. So it looks like we have the style sheets not working, but that's fine. What we'll do is, it's saying it can't find that one. I'm just going to comment that out, like so. And we'll just test it out. Login SAS. Ah, whoops. Should I tell you what? Done. That should be fine for the moment. What we're doing is we're just testing to see if it will build and what we need to do to actually get a proper build. So as you see, this is built rather well. So NearBeach static, and then it's put it as under a folder called assets. Okay, not a problem, because we can just change our templates to match that URL. There should be a file in here just called NearBeach. And there it is. Now the one problem is it has what looks like a UUID, random assortment of text and stuff like that at the end of it. I'm probably going to get rid of that, and the reason being is if we actually go to here, when I deploy the static files for everyone, they get to deploy to Cloudflare R2. All right, and under that you'll have all the different versions so far. The reason being is I haven't found a quick way of deleting them yet. I will come through and clean that up. Yeah, so the idea is it'll produce one of those sort of versions. So if we actually go, let's say, to prod, and we actually open up this, we go to our network tab, we just hit reload, and we search for NearBeach in JavaScript and so forth like that. You'll notice over here that you can tell what version I'm on, because I'm using 0.30.35. All right, and which matches the version down here. So every single new version will be with a new file thing there and so forth like that. And that's done purposely. There was a problem with the static files in Docker that I was like, this is going to be a lot quicker to deploy it like this. We're not going to have that many users using NearBeach at the moment, so the bandwidth is perfectly fine. When we start getting more and more users and we are starting to notice that the bandwidth is getting quite large, we'll probably think of a better way where people can self-host their own static files. The static files themselves aren't that big at the moment, so if we actually go to sites, NearBeach, static, and let's just to this 1.7 megabytes. However, that gets larger when we start including the compression of all of these, and also other things like Tiny Mouse and other external libraries. So that will increase, and I think it goes up to, once that's done, it goes up to, I think, 30 megabytes. No, maybe less. Yeah, it's something I would have to quickly find out one way to do that. So we've just done that. npm. We've just uninstalled all that thing. That's something I can find out over here. Give me 2 seconds. So cd sites, NearBeach, npm run prod. And once that's running, we can start cleaning up some of this stuff. So what we want to do, am I on prod, new features for NearBeach. We also investigate the Brotli compression with Vite deployment. So it's apparently a lot faster. Oops, once again, using the Mac. I know these are tired, boring questions, but I'm also curious, what OS are you using? So at the moment, I'm using Ubuntu. So Ubuntu 23.04. I purposely haven't upgraded because I built my computer August, I think last year, August or September. And I was like, screw it, I am going to use this version until the newest LTS version comes out. So once the LTS version comes out, I'll do a wipe of this computer, I'll install it on, and get everything sort of set up like that. I've had problems in the past upgrading to an LTS version where I've had some weird bugs, so I would prefer to do a clean install. So yeah. You've been on Pop OS for a while, but I'm dipping my toes into Nix recently. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I did a lot of distro swapping because I've used Linux for 2 decades, over 2 decades now, and I did quite a lot of distro hopping early on and stuff like that. But I found that I preferred the Debian base sort of systems, landed on Ubuntu, and I'm pretty much like, yeah, it's good enough for me. So yeah. So this would be add the compression, Vite compression. Is it that simple though? All right, let's find out if this is simple or not. It's where I've been for a while. Fair enough, but I haven't been using it full time quite that long. That's fine. I'm just old. Yeah, like if you saw this diagram before, yeah, this is where I started. I did a degree in maths. Went into data scientist, went into IT support. I just don't go into IT support. Upskilled myself into web dev. That in itself is a 10-year thing, over a 10-year thing. So yeah. All right, so we've just done that. Then I need to install the Vite compressors into the Vite. Sorry, I keep saying Vite. Now that I know what's wrong, my brain's like, you know what? I'm just gonna say the wrong thing constantly. The Vite compression. Just, all right, cool. And we just need to install that. Studied and dropped out of mechanical engineering, worked in manufacturing, sold guitars for like 15 years, and now in DS. I am so sorry, I am terrible with acronyms. All I'm thinking of is Nintendo DS. Yeah, I went from support to full stack dev. The flexibility is incomparable, honestly. I can't beat it. Yes! And the best thing is, once you're a full stack, you can kind of move around with that stack. Like, so for example, if you wanted to be a complete full stack and have all of that options, you still can, but sometimes you might want to, oh, I just want to focus on DevOps for the moment, and then switch back over to front end and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, data scientist, yes. Yep, fair enough. Yeah, data scientist, it's an interesting role and stuff like that. So a lot of questions are being asked of you, and you're like, all right, cool. What's the percentage of low socioeconomic students at the university, for example? And this is actually a question that I got asked a lot, and I do believe the numbers haven't changed. So low socioeconomic status. So instantly you've got 2 types of students: domestic and international. All right. Straight off the bat, you have to scratch out the internationals, because the thing is, what they tend to do is, if you've got something like this, this is, actually, I'll bring up a map of Melbourne. So usually the more affluent sort of suburbs are towards the city, and it gets worse the further you go out. However, that has been changed. You've got some bubbles. So for example, Mount Eliza, Mornington, Mount Martha would be very affluent, whilst Frankston, Carrum Downs and Seaford not as affluent. Alright, so yeah, you got some edge cases like that. But the general sort of thing being is, international students, if we have the uni being here, they would tend to sort of find places around here, somewhere where it's not too hard to get in and out of university. Of course, that's not always the case. You'll also get students who will travel in for 1 hour, so forth like that. But the thing is, with international students, we don't know what that is, what their socioeconomic status is, because we don't have that data. So it can only be applied to domestic students. Now, one thing which I noticed, that usually those domestic students who had greater than an hour travel time usually ended up in the medium to low. Which makes sense. Once again, if we have a look at that map, the further they're away from the university and all that kind of stuff. Now, the thing is, that is for universities in Melbourne. That's because they tend to be in Melbourne itself. So they'll be right here. And usually a lot of people who are coming from down here into the city and stuff like that. There's very few universities down here. What other weird sort of things did I find? So we couldn't do international students, but we did find that a lot of the international students did live close to university, which made sense. However, yeah, there were a few that lived an hour away. Domestic students, our usually M to L. Now, the other thing which we found out is a lot of students who start in low socioeconomic status tend to move up into medium to high. The reason being is they move closer to uni, which happened to me. So yeah. Now the one thing is, this would actually be very, very interesting nowadays, because when I was doing this is like back in 2010 and so forth like that. This would be actually really, really interesting to see because of the cost of living. And seeing how many students actually move out of home. And then compare that through each of the social economic statuses. So, yeah. So much to learn, it's great, but at the same time, it can be overwhelming depending how you look on it. Yes, yeah, my one trick with learning anything new is don't learn everything. Alright. The one reason being is we've got Google and DuckDuckGo. Alright. Usually also you'll find you learn stuff when you start building a project and so forth like that. And yeah, I find repetition for me is how I learn. So, for example, I know this symbol means ka, just because I repeated it. So yeah, I know effectively zero front end. I'm here for the Python, and because you aren't building games. Fair enough. Yeah, it's a wild row. I'm in healthcare. Ooh, that would be definitely very interesting, especially for the data scientist stuff. So yeah. Depending on the country too, so something like Australia and England will have completely different sort of metrics being looked at compared to the USA. Over what amount of time did you observe them moving? Alright, so usually in the moving from moderate to high, or from low socioeconomic to moderate to high, we tend to look at it at the yearly sort of level. We didn't find gradient any lower than that, so if we notice that students moved So usually when they enrolled. And thank you very much, Jimmy Jam, for the follow. So when they enrolled, we assumed that was their initial socioeconomic status, which is flawed, absolutely flawed, because a student could be moving states and so forth like that, or moving closer to uni because they lived out in the sticks. So that was a very flawed sort of thing, but we had to actually accept that as a flawed sort of thing because we didn't actually have any data prior to that. Was it based solely on where they live? So to get the socioeconomic status, we were given data from the government, which involved essentially suburban postcodes and states, and the status that it was on. So it started out as low, medium, high, and then 1 year they changed it to low, medium, high, and high. I don't know what it is now because I've been outside of that sphere for quite some while. Didn't learn anything super important advice, especially in tech, healthcare in the US too. Fair enough. Yeah, it'll be very interesting, the data scientists for the US healthcare. I'm also more thinking of socioeconomic status. So yeah, I had a couple of big projects around that sort of thing. Building projects is the way. Start small. Yes. Don't do what I did and start building a project management system. Actually, I will erase what I just wrote there. So, NearBeach started in 2017 as a way for me to upskill into web development. So I knew programming at this point because I built database applications before. I'd been programming certain stuff for the data role and all that kind of stuff. The one reason why I used Django is because I knew Python. That's it. That's why. Back in August 2020, I deleted 95% of the code. I should have deleted 100%. And the reason being is I'd skilled so far and become so good at essentially, building this sort of thing, that I look back at all the tech debt, realized that I've been implementing really weird things into NearBeach that had nothing to do with project management and all that kind of stuff, that I was like, you know what, I can rewrite this. You work with PHP and Node.js for backend primarily at the moment? Fair enough. So I use a lot of .NET also for work. I've used PHP, so the Laravel framework and WordPress. I haven't used Node.js for the backend yet. So it's one of those things where if I get a new project or something like that, I will probably pick it up. Prime always says build everything twice. Fair enough, yeah. Well, I'm now super proud of where NearBeach is going. So yeah, like this is a big improvement of what it used to be like. Still haven't implemented the Gantt charts or the sprints yet, but that's coming very shortly. So yeah, and if you guys didn't know, last year, actually no, this goes back further. So October 2022. So I was in Seoul. I can't even spell it. Seoul. Where I realized there are a lot of mistakes in NearBeach and stuff like that. A lot of bugs and so forth. So starting January 2023, I started what was called the 030 branch, where it was just bug fixes. we got a lot done. So yeah, we stabilized NearBeach. We've also having NearBeach deployed through Docker and stuff like that. So yeah. How did you get a job in .NET? I've considered switching because there are a lot of jobs near me. So one of the things when I actually, in my previous job, sorry, let me start that again. In my previous job, as well as using WordPress, we also used Umbraco. And because I also knew C and C++, a lot of that knowledge transferred into C# very easily. I knew faintly how to use Umbraco. I knew how document types work and all that kind of stuff. In fact, our marketing site is built on top of Umbraco. So once I sort of learnt that and started using .NET more and more, a lot of my C and C++ transferred over. But you'll be surprised, a lot of PHP, Python, knowledge transfers over easily. So yeah. Yeah, the concepts are the same, it's just the syntax, which is different. My recommendation is, if they're using something like Umbraco, definitely install Umbraco. It's free. Play around with it. Watch some YouTube videos. I would recommend, I'm forgetting, it's Paul Seal? Umbraco. Yeah, I would recommend Paul Seal. Otherwise, if they're not doing something with Umbraco or something like that, and they're using .NET, I would just follow the tutorial and just build something with it. So yeah, this is another sort of thing. I've got to follow up through this tutorial and so forth like that. But yeah. Nowadays, the best thing about .NET is it is now available on Windows, Linux, and Mac, and it's really easy to use. .NET 8 or .NET 6 fixed the issue on the Apple CPUs, so it actually compiles really fast. I've been looking through some tutorials. The documentation is great, and like you said, it's open source now. Yeah, it's great. So yeah, I have it building stuff on here. All right, so getting distracted because we did this. All right, so we installed that. We've installed the compression. So we just want to do the Vite build Vite build. Said it right. Good documentation is gold. Yes, it is. It is something that I've got to improve. So if you've ever seen NearBeach's documentation, there's a lot of documentation about setting it up and so forth like that, but there's not a lot of documentation about using it, which is just absolutely terrible. It is something I've got to sit down on a weekend or two and just go through. So yeah. All right, so it does the compression. It does a gzip. Okay, cool. Close that, go and close that. We want Brody compression though. I mean, considering where you are in development, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping to. I'm hoping this 031 sort of brings it up to that sort of standard where people are like, yes, I can finally use this as a project management system. And then from there, I want this loop. So I want users increase, feedback increases. All right. Implement feedback. I nearly wrote food back. All right. NearBeach improves. And then users increase feedback. I want to get this sort of started. Another thing with the 031 branch, the 030 branch, one thing which we aim for is having it installed easily. So, for example, we've got you can self-host very easily. You just copy this particular file. If you've got Docker installed on your computer, you change a couple of these files, so forth. These variables, and so forth. And you can get it up and running within 5 minutes. 10 if you take your time going through this. So, yeah, it's quick and easy. So we spent a long time sort of trying to get that. Okay, I'm just closing that. Okay, so this compression. Use gzip or Brody to compress its sources. Since Vite plugin compress does not support gzip compression, a separate copy has to be. Alright, so we've done that. So we've got the compression in. So, algorithm, string, compression algorithm optional. I'm just going to copy that. And I'm assuming that goes in there. So, what we want to do is they've got it. But I wonder if I could do something like that. I don't think it like that. No. All right, not a problem. All right. So we've got the BR. Oh, that was very easy to implement. Out of curiosity, I'm just seeing how big those files are. Okay, I do have to clean up this MSSQL examples. Oh, I did that for a friend, I think. NearBeach, static assets. Actually, the asset file, 2.2. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. 16 to 4. Whew. All right. Now I'm just finding the NearBeach one. Okay. There's our NearBeach. So that's 278 kilobytes. And it goes down to 85. Holy hell. Alright, that's awesome. It would have been great if I could do both, but we're just testing out the this compressor and so forth like that. So, yeah. Now that we've got that done, what we want to do is we want the Vite SCSS. I just not doing this properly. So dev dependencies. Yep. All right, cool. I don't need to do anything in the all right, sweet. So what we're going to do is git status, git checkout, source, sass, and then we're going to start with the login file. So if we do the build again, it's going to fail, which is fine. We understand why it fails. So if we actually go into login, saying it can't import this. And there's a lot of things I'm sorry for those in an ad. I'm just wondering. If we do something like that, we're only doing it for the first 3. We're going to see if that pops up here as the error. So maps. All right, so it looks like we could potentially just get away with removing these like this. And then hopefully everything will just work. Famous last words. And this is the login screen, so all right. We want to get rid of the assets from that name. So I feel that's going to be I feel like it's going to be that. I'm just guessing. That's a pure guess, by the way. Let's find out. All right. So, yes, that was a great guess. I want to get rid of VueJS, get rid of UID at end of files. All right. Get rid, remove hash. All right, raw output. Entry file names. All right. So we've got our input, we've got our output. So I am actually just going to copy this for reference. And that's just an object. Yeah, that's just a simple object. All right, cool. Pasting that in. So we've got the entry file names. We're going to remove that. We're going to have name. Chunk file names, we're going to do that. Same. And then asset file names, we're also going to do that. Yes. I don't know if the entry file names is needed, so I'm just going to comment that out. I'm going to go vite build. All right. That is good. We've got an instance locally running at the moment. So if we go to here, we'll notice things don't work because it's not getting the min. All right. Build options. CSS minify. Build minify. Technically, it should go here. Minify is going to be true. So we should see that minified. All right. Everything will be minified. Now, loader.min, NearBeach.min. Yeah, it won't like that. But what if... I'm just seeing if this works. Simple guess. So up here we've got the NearBeach.min, but then we have that file name. Yeah. I'm going to do it like that. All right, nearbeach.min.js. Sweet. And then if we reload, that's still not found. So NearBeach loader.min .javascript. Oh, I know why. Okay. NearBeach static. NearBeach. Webpack NearBeach static NearBeach. Yeah. All right. So that's a Django type of thing. So in Django, what actually happens is if you build an app, you might have multiple apps within a project. You need to specify which static folder that project should be in. So the best habit is to actually have the static and then your app name again. All right, we've got the loader.min. Is this it? But we don't have the nearbeach.min. All right, I've capitalized. And what we want to do is we just want to log out. All right, we're not worried about anything else. So we've got the login min.javascript. We're having a look at the response of that. All right. We don't have the WebP. We don't have that image. But we should have the CSS in there too. And it looks like we don't. So if we go to the login stuff, I've got it as something different. All right, Vite combine CSS and JavaScript files. Okay, 2 steps. We can inject CSS into JavaScript with Vite. We can emit a single JavaScript asset by disabling a chunk in rollup config. All right. Manual chunks undefined. May want to use Vue plugin single file to bundle all code into a single HTML file, although the OP is asking for a single JavaScript file. Yeah. Yeah, not what I exactly want. I mean, worst case scenario, I do the CSS separately and so forth like that. It's not going to be hard. It looks like everything's there. I just got the login.css and then login.min.js. I just wanted it all to be in this one file, but that's fine. Anyway, I just realized what the time is. I've got to go because in 8 hours I've got to wake up and then cycle into work. A lovely 2-hour trip in. So yeah, let's find someone to raid. It has been wonderful tonight. we're finally starting this Vite project, which is going to, yeah, it's hard. Let's raid Tom a bit. He raided us the other night.
I had a nightmare last night. I had 2 nightmares.
So, yeah.
Boring enough, but I had 2 nightmares.
Anyway, thank you very much everyone for coming tonight. It has been wonderful. We got stuff done. We're playing around with Vite. We had a problem with CircleCI not running on our local system, but we put through a ticket to be like the community forum post, sorry. So yeah, but we started with Vite. It looks like it is building stuff. As you see, it's built this. I'm not sure if the VueJS is working just yet, but we'll get one thing fixed at a time, and then when we're happy with it, we'll deploy it. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much everyone. I do hope you enjoyed Top Bit stream.
Psychologist. Difference again. Anyway, I saw one for that because I felt like it didn't make sense to me. And they told me, no, it doesn't make sense. And then here we are, right? But no,